What?
Tucker Carlson is interviewing Jay Tyre. Oh.
If they don't got the economy on their side, now they're fucked.
I mean, Manhandle Barnes
was tied at 50 apiece. For likely voters, only +2 for Dems.
If you're supposed to do brush control, you're supposed to do control burns. You are supposed to do these things. But
Florida.
What the... So apparently Trump is eyeing the Australia model retirement. It actually looks livable, looks cozy, and this is what they did to it. They rebuilt it. This is such a big story, a big development that we have to stream. For those that live under a rock and don't know what just happened, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina died. He just out of nowhere died.
So, I want to say something. Lindsey Graham was a fucking patriot. He was a thorn in the side of Trump in his first term, yes. But after Biden took over and Graham realized just how much we need to work together as a team, Lindsey Graham was one of the few senior Republicans who actually got it. He was one of the few senior Republicans who understood we are going to sink or swim together because it doesn't matter what's going to happen. The Democrat Party is going to throw us under the bus. I really do think it was the Brett Kavanaugh hearings that radicalized Graham like that. Lindsey Graham was a team player. He is the reason we got the one big beautiful bill passed. He is the reason we are able to fund these mass deportations, why I have my current job, why I know a lot of guys who are able to go start their careers in law enforcement because of it. He is the reason Brett Kavanaugh got through. He is the reason that Brett Kavanaugh is going to be the justice that helps us take down the birthright citizenship ruling in the next few years, because without Kavanaugh, we would not have gotten that. We would have gotten a much more liberal nominee.
Yeah, so, but that's why it's such a big deal. This is, people I know hate Graham. I get it, there are criticisms of Graham you can levy against him, but are people just this stupid? Like, I hate to break it to some people, but a lot of the good stuff with Trump term 2 happened only because of Graham. Graham was cooking behind the scenes. I don't know how he did it, but he found ways to pass the big, beautiful bill. People, like, they blame AI for everything. Which, yeah, there are issues with AI, but, guys, they don't use 90% of America's water. Where do these talking points even come from? That's my question.
Chinese psyops.
You're actually not wrong, because there was this, I forgot who posted it, some investigative journalist.
I posted it. Yeah,
it was an actual journalist that was going around and figuring out where these groups are coming from that were stopping these data centers. And all of them were getting backed by the Chinese. I'm not even joking. Like 10 in Wisconsin, 20 in Illinois, all these data centers, which, yeah, data centers have issues. But instead of trying to, you know, try to fix the issues, accommodate the people, no, shut it down completely. We don't need data centers. Every single one of them were backed by the Communist Chinese Party. For the Chinese Communist Party, excuse me. What does that tell you, by the way? Meanwhile, China's building how many data centers a day? Like 50?
Of an incredible amount.
Every day, 20 more just show up. Like, what do you think's happening here? Okay, so here's what I think's gonna happen. Whoever McMaster picks is gonna be the next senator of the state. That's my
I was kind of thinking the opposite. No, okay, I was kind of thinking the opposite here. I think they may appoint someone just to hold the seat for a few months, and then
Yeah.
I
That's what
guess that makes more sense.
and then
Yeah.
that person is not going to run for re-election.
Oh yeah,
So it could be two
they
people.
did that in Oklahoma. That's right.
They do that in Oklahoma, although that's state law. But that's not a lot of states will do that. If someone dies, they will normally appoint one just temporarily. There's two options here. You could always do Nikki Haley. Apparently, that is in the news.
Fuck that.
Just to have her hold the seat for a few months. The other option is Strom Thurmond Jr.
that would be funny.
Which would be really funny because Strom Thurmond was actually actually had Lindsey Graham's seat, and Lindsey Graham replaced him, so he'd be replaced by Strom Thurmond.
I hope
Jr.
people know who Strom Thurmond is. By the way, I think most people do.
Wait, is
but-
Strom Thurmond Jr. the guy who still has a photo of him as a kid as his Wikipedia image?
Yes,
Yes.
he lost. He
For
lost.
those who don't know who
he
Strom
lost
Thurmond
the
is, he's a
congressional.
patriot.
He lost the primary to Tim Scott.
Oh, God.
Yeah. For
K
those
Cup.
who don't know, Strom Thurmond is a patriot.
Oh gosh, Cake Out for 2. Pass the Lindsey Graham Saved America Act. That's real. America Noted for 6. Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham are gone, but Grassley absorbed their souls and keep living. That's the type of shit that.
I do think that, in terms of who's actually going to run
Mace is
for
running.
senator, Mace is probably going to.
Yeah, we got
Yvette's
talked with
probably
Nancy
going
Mace.
to. I'm hoping that Fuck Mark Lynch. I hope that Ralph Norman ends up being the next senator.
That would be a consolation prize if we get Ralph Norman. You know how big of an upgrade that would be? And President Trump today put out this statement. The Hormuz Strait is open and will remain open with or without Iran. We are reinstating the Iranian blockade, so named because it is the only stopping Iran's ships or customers from entering or leaving. All other countries will have fair and open use of the strait.
That's true. The United States will be, from this point forward, known as the Guardian of the Hormuz.
But yeah, so this is the big story. Trump, they have announced a new blockade on Iran, but this time it's a little bit different. Remember when Iran was saying they're going to impose their own tolls and their horse shit like that?
Yeah.
Well, what if we just do it to them? We blockade them, and everybody else can use the strait. But some might have to pay us a fee.
Mob boss mentality, but I'm all for it.
So the question I have is, will countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, are they going to be
UAE is already working on it.
Well, yeah, they're working on it, which, again, that UAE stuff proves that Iran has no leverage. Basically, for those that don't know, the UAE, they're building a separate port and a strait, basically, to get around the Strait of Hormuz, which is hilarious. To get around it completely, they just build a new strait, which is funny.
My God. Oh, no. Oh, no.
What?
Tucker Carlson is interviewing Jay Dyer. Oh, my God.
No! No! Are you serious?
No! 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 You can't do this to me!
Oh no! Interviewing Jay Dyer. Tyrone, explain what Jay Dyer is for a second.
I get to explain who Jay Dyer is. I want you to take the stereotype of like the dude who just converted to Orthodox/Catholic Christianity.
Oh, one of those
but thinks
people.
He knows. He's one of those people that thinks he knows 90% more than others, and he's also just a massive like anti-Trump retard. He's a grifter. He also may or may not be unironically paid off by the Russian government.
Great.
So I'm glad Tucker Carlson is deciding to interview people with credible claims of being paid off by foreign governments.
Oh my gosh. Listen, it's just this whole thing's horse shit. You know what I've noticed about this podcast shit? Why is it always the same? Will Graham be replaced by Nikki Haley? No! I'm getting so sick and tired of this.
Nikki Haley is not a factor anymore. Nikki Haley bowed out of politics and said she was out of politics after she failed to get the 24 nomination. It's that fucking simple. She wasn't even really running. She would. I don't fucking care what that hack thinks. Goddamn! Fucking son of a bitch! Fuck that motherfucker. Anyway, as I was saying, no, Nikki Haley is done for. She ain't running for no damn office anymore. She's gone. She was running for 24 to raise her own damn profile because she knew her time had come to an end. Her brand of Republicanism had come to an end. So no, it's going to be Ralph Norman. Ralph Norman's going to announce tomorrow after, out of a courtesy and respect, he is waiting for Darlene to be named as the interim senator. Ralph Norman's going to announce. Haley's going to endorse him because they're best fucking friends.
And they're going to say,
McMaster is going, shut up, I'm talking.
Sorry.
McMaster is going to endorse Norman. The Speaker of the Senate is going to endorse Norman. Most of the South Carolina Republican Party is going to endorse Ralph Norman because he came in, what, second?
Third place.
Or third? Yeah. He's the only profile one who's really going to run. Huh?
Place, I think. I can't remember top of my head. Whatever. Point is...
But he's the only one with the statewide infrastructure and money to go ahead and do that. And he's a hardline conservative senator vote, which the South Carolina Republican Party has been waiting to institute into their fucking seats for a while now. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, it's going to be Ralph Norman, and he's going to be a phenomenal pick over Lindsey Graham.
Because, again, Ralph Norman is both a team player and the most conservative congressman for South Carolina. The perfect combination.
It's not even most conservative. He's the most conservative Republican in the House, period. You know that he only had a 2% overlap on the vote with Biden and the Democrats. He was the most conservative congressman for the 117th and 118th Congress.
Yeah, he is up there. He is a top-tier congressman. He's very underrated because unlike these dumbasses like Thomas Massey and MTG, he does not make a fool of himself. Even
he keeps his profile low because he's an old man.
Even at 27. Okay, let me just play it for everybody.
Of sexual assault.
So they got this random officer freaking talking about the sexual assault stuff.
People need to know the truth about Mike Collins.
We need to learn the truth about Mike Collins.
Mike Collins voted again.
It's got to be a black woman, by the way, because they got to hit the diversity.
Yeah, the diversity quota.
It's got to be a black woman.
Mike Collins voted against release of the Epstein files, guys, back in July of 25.
Even after he knew Epstein's sex trafficking operation exploited 14-year-old girls for sex, Mike Collins protected powerful elites.
Oh my gosh, they're doing the powerful guys, the Epstein class. We gotta take a stand against the Epstein class.
Jeffrey Epstein and Israel have completely one-shot the Democrat Party as a problem.
It's like this is your ad, like, okay, stopping sex trafficking, okay, good, like that's good to stop that stuff, but make that your first ad of the cycle. Here's the issue for everybody. Anybody can fact check this. You can look up Epstein on Google Trends and it's like 0. Nobody gives a shit about it. And I looked it up after this ad came out. This came out yesterday. The interest in Epstein in Georgia crashed even further ever since it came out. So, is it a bad thing for Democrats to be up by like 1 point in the generic ballot?
Welcome back, R56 Senate.
Yeah. So this is Harris X. They're a decent pollster. They're not the best, of course, but they are solid and they do monthly polling. Well, the generic ballot for registered voters was tied at 50 apiece. For likely voters, only +2 for Dems. That's it. +2 for Democrats. Is that even enough to flip the House?
No.
I'd be dead serious when I ask that. Is it enough?
They need at least D+5 to flip the House.
That's what I thought. That's the issue here. Okay, they win the generic ballot by 1 or 2. Okay. In that scenario, you still probably lose the House by... It'll be a slim majority. It'll be like R+2 in the House. but it would still be a Republican majority at the end of the day. And yeah, that is not good. If it's Z+2, they're fucked. And this part should terrify Dems the most. Even with the garbage going on in Iran, even though gas prices are still up, even though they're going down, inflation went down for the first time in 5 years or whatever. Despite all of that, Republicans are still trusted on the economy over Democrats. And this is the #1 issue Democrats have. It doesn't matter how bad the economy is. It's getting better. Inflation's down, gas prices are stabilizing. And the inflation stuff, it's not just gas prices. It's like medical services went down. Some food products went down. Stuff that actually impacts people, not just gas prices. There's still other ones, of course, that are going up. But the average went down. Specific stuff went down for the first time in years. And that's good. But now, even though it's still bad, people still trust Republicans on the economy. They trust them. That's a big deal. Because if they're still trusting Republicans on the issue of the economy, right in the middle of the crap going on right now, what do you think it's going to be in October when the Iran stuff is going to be done? At least the part where it impacts gas prices. Because I think we have hit the peak of gas prices a couple weeks ago. It's even with the stuff going on now, it's just going down. Because there's still a lot of ships going through the strait. People are ignoring Iran. You got the American Navy there bombing shit. And now you got, Walmart's cutting prices. It's good for America, but politically speaking, it's good for Trump. This is the one issue Democrats, no matter what happens, if they don't got the economy on their side now, they're fucked. So apparently Trump is eyeing the Australia model for retirement. Yeah. Trump eyes Australia's retirement model. President Trump wants officials to study Australia's $3.1 trillion private pension system as possible blueprint for U.S. retirement reform. Australia requires employers to contribute 12% of workers' salaries, including for part-time employees, into privately managed funds. Supporters say the model could expand retirement coverage as Social Security faces funding pressures. Critics warn compulsory employer contributions could affect wages, and Australia's system is no simple fix for America's retirement challenges. I think this is just objectively a better system. We got a mess of a system. Some people don't pay 12% or whatever it is now. They pay partial. They may not pay into it at all. It's a joke. Instead, just do it 12% and make these managed funds. Now, you don't want to make it 100% private and the stock market goes to zero, you're all fucked. You don't want that. But I do think this is a better system. Because if the stock market's going up, but the economy is in a good situation, that should actually benefit retirement for people. And obviously, this should not be the only thing for people. There's got to be other solutions also, like a real pension system for private employers. But yeah, I think this is actually a good idea. I just think there's got to be some tweaks to it. You don't want to just turn into a system where, oh yeah, these hedge funds, they fuck up. And it's gone. It's like the South Park meme, and it's gone. You don't want that happening. The Clinton healthcare plan required each U.S. citizen and permanent resident alien to become enrolled in a qualified healthcare plan on his or her own or through programs mandated to be offered by businesses with more than 5,000 employees. So you can already tell where this shit's going. They were trying to give for permanent residents everyone healthcare. Man, can you imagine if this went through, even before you ignore all this other garbage we're going to talk about? Can you imagine if this went into effect and the amount of permanent residents that will be getting free healthcare or very cheap healthcare, supposedly cheap? Think about that for a second. How many billions of dollars would just disappear from this? You think it's bad with Medicare now? Oh my God. Can you imagine this? Every permanent resident gets one. What's the worst that could happen? Freaking 30 million people that shouldn't be here gets it. And they don't pay into it. President Gilbert getting up for 5. While the Bushes trusted a guy from Wyoming. This is why he refused to recognize Wyoming as a state. Yeah. Subsidies were to be provided to those who poor to afford coverage, including complete subsidies for those below a set income. Again, what could possibly go wrong here? My God, can you imagine this? So they're not just saying we're offering this to resident aliens. Their plan would offer subsidies, even 100% paid for, to those below a set income. Like, this is real, by the way. This is the shit they were trying to push in the 90s. Thankfully, it failed miserably. Because people back then were saying, wait, what? Hold up, what? Why should we, the American taxpayer, pay for all these people that crossed the border 5 minutes ago? Yeah, non-citizens being given taxpayer-paid universal health care is why it's failing. Yeah, big reason why. Users would choose plans offered by regional health alliances to be established by each state. Man, what's the worst that could happen? Can you imagine oh my God, California's healthcare system? Like, yeah, you want states to have control, but if it's these regional alliances dictating this, oh my gosh. Like, you have California giving healthcare to all the illegal, Jesus. This is the problem with this. It's just garbage. It's not even good in hindsight. These alliances would purchase insurance coverage for the state's residents and could set fees for doctors who charge per procedure. Oh God, it's just, this is a disaster. And I'm somebody that supports some kind of healthcare system like Germany. This is garbage. This is like, what? Like, not exactly like Germany, but something similar. Just, my God. Should the media lose their licenses for this? Trump said he's going to go after them for it. I don't think they're going to lose them, but
it's not an administration problem. It's bureaucrats and very incompetent congressmen that do not know what time it is problem.
Trump could fire the FCC people. I think he did actually. He could fire them now because of the Supreme Court decision.
There's just a bunch of fucking problems with this, and everybody gets queasy about it on multiple levels of government because they do not know what time it is. And yeah, no, I mean, listen, revoking their licenses doesn't make it impossible for them to be on the air. It just makes it more expensive. It makes them actually have to be like profitable companies.
All right, so here's
instead of just relying on government subsidiaries up the ass.
Yeah,
this was done pretty explicitly, I think, because he literally said, "Call your congressmen, call your representatives, call your senators, and tell them to pass this." He did this to put all of this information out in front of the people. That way, now the people are like, "Oh man, that's crazy." So why isn't the Senate passing voter ID again?
Because Tom Tillis is mad about January 6th.
Because Tom Tillis and Lisa Murkowski. Yeah. Lisa Murkowski is the big upsetteroni because she collaborates with Democrats and NGOs in Alaska to register non-voters in Alaska at illegal votes, multiple times, whatever the fuck, doesn't matter what kind of fraud. These people in the Senate, they literally refuse to pass voter ID because the moment that they do, they would lose their jobs. You guys need to understand that there are 4 or 5 fucking Republican senators who literally refuse to pass this shit because if they did, they would lose their job. Think about that. The Senate, one of our 2 branches of Congress, one of the 2 biggest fucking one of the biggest institutions in the country, responsible for codifying laws, responsible for things like 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship, a big thing that we're going to have to go after in the next 10 years with Vance. They literally refuse to pass voter ID and such things because without it, they would lose their jobs. Congress is being occupied by people who are literally acting in the exact opposite interests of the people. Because if they do that, they lose their job, they lose their money, they lose their influence and power. What does that tell you about the state of American politics? What does that tell you about all of these actors who are these sensible conservatives and moderates.
They're
and
respectable.
whatnot. And, oh, we're the respectable conservatives, and we oppose Donald Trump for Jansen. They don't. They would prefer illegals vote because they know that they would not win fair and square. That's what it is.
People weren't like this even like 10 years ago, and now look at them now. They can't even manage a force fire.
It's very interesting that the people who are like environmentalists and they trust the science, they trust the experts, and yet they seem to not know that controlled forest fires are a real thing that you're actually supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to do brush control. You're supposed to do controlled burns. You are supposed to do these things. But they go, forest fire. Oh my God!
Well, it's a combination of
forest fire.
Well, they're just so incompetent. They really think, oh no, if we have no like fossil fuels, well, no forest fires. It's like, you fucking idiots. When it gets hot outside and there's a bunch of brush.
Okay, if America went carbon neutral tomorrow, it would drop carbon emissions by 15%.
Wow.
15%. So America decimates its own economy, decimates its own energy prices, just decides suddenly no more fossil fuels. It's only going to be the one nuclear plant we still have running and then a bunch of fucking solar panels. And we lower it by 15% because the developing world, the third world, is the dirtiest economy. They have the dirtiest economies in the entire world. They pump smog everywhere.
And the point to everyone should be, we cede power to those very same people that are destroying the environment, the global environment, under your pretensions, or under your presuppositions. That's the word I was looking for. Under the eco-fascist presupposition of how the world works, China is literally genociding the entire world. And no, you can't fix that by forcing all of the countries that want to behave into poverty, destitution, destruction. No, actually giving control, giving the keys of the world over to the people that you think are destroying the environment does not save the environment.
It just, to me, it's just crazy to think it's like America's been like very conscious with the environment for a long time now. And it's like we're yeah, it's like we've been actually caring about the environment for decades. Meanwhile, you have China and India, like they're pumping shit into the air and the water. They don't care. They're building at this point, how many coal plants they build a day at this point?
They build it.
Everyone knows Drake and Josh. This was the show. This was the house during the show run. Okay, nice. It actually looks livable. It looks cozy. And this is what they did to it. They rebuilt it.
Let's just be honest.
Oh my!
If some of you kids aren't familiar, they had a word in Soviet architecture that you saw called brutalist architecture, and brutalist architecture was gray concrete slabs, extremely geometrical housing and government buildings. In the point. Like, literally, the point was to sap all culture and humanity out of these buildings and make them purely materialistic and utilitarian. When I look at the Drake and Josh house that Rap just posted, it literally just makes me think this is what brutalist architecture would look like in a first world developed country.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. Like, what's wrong with this house?
What architecture is this?
How do you go from this house? What's wrong with it? I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the issue? You don't like the color? Okay, just fucking paint it something different. What's the issue here? It's nice. It's clean. And compare it to this. There's nothing. It's just a white square.
Look at how much more interesting, like let's think about it from like a psychological, like a phenomenological standpoint. You look at the old house, there's just contrasting colors. The red layered brick going up to the white doors with, like, the slightly off color, like the beige outside and the black roofing. But throughout the entire thing, there is a cohesive design motif. You can see the decorative engravings on the windows to the front door. The windows aren't all the same shape, but they make sense for the spaces they're being used for. And like, this house has what I would call character. It looks like and feels like it was made by human beings for human beings
to
live in. And for like obviously, I know that big window on the left side either is a big window into either a dining area or a living room. And the reason I know that is because why else would you want all that natural light? So like literally it's a house built for the purpose of humans to live in it.
And like,
whereas like
look at this.
with like yeah, with this house, it's just squares, rectangles, squares, rectangles. It's more obsessed with being like geometrically typed. Like they're not trying to satisfy humans with this house. They're trying to satisfy like abstract mathematics with like the way.
And
No, we're gonna win. The Democratic primary is now a two-horse race between Manhandle Barnes and Franny Hahn.
oh my God,
that is our governor race. That is our race. And also, it was reported. I kid you not. It has been reported by the by some local reporters here that Democrats in Wisconsin are currently in panic mode because Mandela Barnes is apparently losing internal polls in every media market to Tom Tiffany. Every media market. He's down it.
And I would argue that at this point, Barnes is their best pick. Like Crowley,
It's down, and also Hong has no path. So they're begging Crowley. Crowley's got no path to the nomination.
Like,
even if Tony Evers
that's the thing with Crowley. It's like, yes, he would do fine in Milwaukee. That's about it. Like, he might do okay in Milwaukee, but if Barnes stays in the race, he may drop out endorsement, maybe. But
no, Barnes won't be dropping out.
Yeah, that's
Barnes
the thing.
is
It's like
that's the problem with two people in the race. Hong and Barnes have too much of a fucking ego. They're not going to get them out.
Yeah, and you end up with Crowley and Barnes splitting the vote between the more moderate Democrats. And by the way, they're going to split the vote in Milwaukee. So good fucking luck with that one.
Hong's going to be the nominee, and here's what I'll tell you. The Democratic Party of Wisconsin, since Winkler left, has imploded. Their fundraising has been destroyed. We got some fundraising reports yesterday. Tom Tiffany has raised $8 million fucking dollars. Let's fucking go. $8 million raised by Tom Tiffany. Democrats, not one Democrat raised over $1 million. Not one. Tiffany is walking these people out of the park. The Wisconsin GOP has more than doubled the Wisconsin Democrats in fundraising. That never happens. He forgot how to fundraise, and now we're fundraising again. The Wisconsin Assembly Republicans has doubled Democrats, and the Wisconsin Senate Republicans have doubled.
Okay, so here's the video. This is from Team Fishback. So this is allegedly the ad here. I have not seen this actually. Let's see here. Let's watch it together. Let me, if I can turn up. There we go.
White genocide is real, and I'm running.
What the fuck? This is a real ad?
Yes. It played during the World Cup, I should add. Florida.
What the hell?
On my first day, we will suspend
The fish is AI, but the quotes are real.
of the unconstitutional anti-Semitism law.
Want to throw this fish back? I can't throw this fish back.
What the hell? This is a real ad that they spent how much money on this? I want to know how much money they spent on this garbage.
It was a World Cup slot.
Oh my god! So that means they spent a lot of money on it then. You spend this much on attacking him for being a fish. People say
gonna ruin the other fish. That line.
people are saying they spent $400,000 on this. Oh my god! $400,000 for a guy in fourth place or third place? Seriously?
Ted Cruz super PAC, by the way.
That explains. Oh my gosh! If that's what his PAC's doing now, when he runs for president, what are ads going to look like? This is the difference. This is Tiffany's ad. This is statewide, by the way. So, look at this. Let me pull this up.
Welcome to Breakfast with the Tiffany's, where nobody bites their tongue. Tom, you've got to fix healthcare. No one knows what it costs.
I'm going to make it be more transparent.
Young families can't afford housing.
I will stop Wall Street from buying our homes and reverse the 400-year property tax hike.
What about waste and fraud?
We're going to audit every state agency to protect our tax dollars.
Tom, you know Ma's going to hold you to it.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
So that was the ad from Tiffany. Again, it's only 30 seconds long, but compare that to the garbage that Republicans usually push out. It's usually shit. Usually just slop. But here, it's wholesome, it's friendly, it's nice. It's with his family and stuff. And it's funny at the same time. It's like, this is what an ad should be. This is recognizable. This is like iconic.
I'll be back. I gotta drop some people. I gotta drop this couple some literature. Tiffany, actually, so I'll be back in 1 sec.
Yeah. But like, guys, this is a good ad. This is what ads should be. This is upbeat, positive. And yeah, he talks about the housing stuff. He talks about about transparency, about audits, about all this stuff that actually people care about in one single ad. I like it. I very much like what Tom Tiffany's doing here. I love it. I think this is what Republicans got to do more of. I'm hoping that Republicans do more of this. You have to get your name out there. This is the best way to do it. Because this is an issue I have with modern day politics. I think it's way too negative on both sides. I think it is way too negative. It is not, it's too nihilistic. I get it, you gotta be negative at times. You have to attack people for dumb stuff. But you shall be making every ad negative. Like everything's shit. America's falling apart. It's over. The communists are in control. The fascists are in control. That doesn't help anybody. So
the anarchists, the agitators.
Yeah, I love that meme, by the way, when Trump's saying that. I forgot what speech it was, but just so freaking out of the blue, it's like, yeah, Trump would say something like that.
You have to understand, every ad needs to be the Fire Rises intro. Every single ad to be that.
And I like the Fire Rises, but like, no.
I don't even know anything about the Fire Rises.
It's hilarious.
I don't play fucking Hoi 4. So.
It is schizophrenia, but it's funny.
I wish I had enough time to play Hoi 4. I wish.
Oh my gosh.